Hey, welcome back to 40 Days of Holiness. Today we're talking about holiness and the will. Now, I want to talk to you real quickly about something about the human spirit. So we are divided into mind, we think, will, we choose, and emotions, we feel. So yesterday we talked about holiness and the mind and how God reprograms the mind to think appropriately and think in cooperation with the growing holiness of your heart and life. All right, so we talked about that one yesterday. Today we're talking about holiness and the will. Now, in the Scripture, there's these terminologies. These terms may not be always defined super duper clearly, but in terms of the Scripture, the will is the chooser, the selector of the path in yourself, in your life, in your way of being. And so the will is an important part of the equation. I would say maybe even the key part of the equation, because we don't always understand with the mind what the will is doing. Sometimes people are just wrong about why they choose to do what they do. They say, oh, I do it because of this, but they actually do it because of something else. So the will is often is kind of in some ways the core of the corruption, that which is corrupted and twisted by the sin nature. Our will is to do right is literally taken away from us in our lost state, so that we literally can't do right because our motivations, our will is corrupted. So even when we do an action that is right, we're like the Pharisees, and the action that is right is corrupted by the idol of self. So once we are saved and we are cleansed, our will is cleansed, and the sin nature is cleansed from our life and our heart. What then is next? Well, the answer is that our wills are baby wills. They are small. We are not full grown in terms of self-control, and our will is really weak sometimes. So what do you do when you find that your will is weak, when you're trying to be a holy person? Well, the answer is that you must grow in willpower. You must grow in willpower. There's really a lot of interesting research being done in today's world about willpower. Willpower is not something that you either have or don't have. Some people think, well, I just was born without any willpower. I'm just those people, they have strong willpower, but I don't. Well, there's maybe some natural inclination, one direction or another, but the truth is that you have a resource of willpower. It's not something you have or you don't have. It's like a battery. And it may be a small little AA battery at the beginning, but you can grow that and increase that, and you can grow its capacity, its ability to hold a charge of willpower if you want, if you like to use that analogy. There are some very, very fascinating things that, and I would point you to my resource called the Habits Masterclass. If you're interested in that, get in touch with me, and I'll tell you how to get a hold of it. But the Habits Masterclass and deals with habits and willpower and all that, and how to grow your power in that area of your life. Here's what I would tell you. First of all, I would tell you your willpower can grow in capacity. The second thing I would tell you is that your willpower is at its best when you are undistracted. If you have a lot of noise and a lot of chaos in your life, you need to create space and solitude, because it will grow your willpower. I'm telling you, it will. Now, if you have a lot of things like kids and stuff like that, I do, then you're going to need to intentionally create space and do things that protect and care for your willpower and grow its capacity in your life. They did a study some years ago where they brought in people, and they brought in students, college students, and they had a snack cart, and they told them they want 50% of them. They said, wait right here, and we're going to come back. But while we were waiting, would you get a snack? Also, we want you to remember this number. Just remember this phone number for us, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. They left. They selected a snack, and they came back, and the other group, they told them, wait 2 minutes, get a snack from the cart, choose a snack, and we'll be back in 2 minutes. And they came back, but no phone number. The group that had to remember the phone number was far more likely to select an unhealthy snack. You know why? Because their mind was distracted and it lessened their willpower. So I would just encourage you to live a life that is less distracted. If there are things in your life that are always chaotic and the radio and the TV is always going in the background, you have no space to think and no space to recharge and no space to be quiet before the Lord, you need to create that. You need to shut off the radio in the car and just be quiet and let the Lord speak. You know why? It'll increase your willpower. It will. Additionally, I would tell you to not tax your willpower for things that you can routinize, things that are good for you, that are habits of holiness. You should focus on developing routines and habits because it will save your willpower. It will save your willpower for when you need it intentionally. All right, so you need to develop willpower, develop habits and routines so that you can rescue your willpower. And so if you'll do that and you'll choose to use your will wisely, you have a mind, you have a will, and you have emotions. Tomorrow we'll talk about emotions. Actually, for the next couple of days, we'll talk about emotions. But today, I just want to give you a little bit of a picture of how God can use the will and the willpower and grow your willpower so your will becomes your friend in the producing and the growth of holiness in your life. God bless you. Talk to you tomorrow.